Hey guys, I just wanted to give my predictions for King of the Table, which is tomorrow. No disrespect meant towards any of these athletes. I'm just gonna speak my honest opinion. So first of all, Hetty Morris versus Lars Rohrbakken. I don't really know this one too well. I haven't really seen Lars compete in a few years. He looks a lot smaller. Obviously, size doesn't mean everything. I'm gonna give the slight edge to Hetty Morris. I think Lars will get him on his side of the table and not be able to finish. Mostly just because I was impressed with Hetty. I would say making Todd Hutchings work a bit. Seemed like he was, he looked strong. I think it'll be close though. That match is probably the one I'm least excited about. Next match, Chance Shaw versus Sergey Kalininchenko. Sergey is really strong. He pulled Ziranov earlier this year and was really close with him. But then he pulled Matt Mask, and although he won, it was close. This match is interesting to me because after a couple of rounds, Matt was able to take Sergey's hand. So is Chance's top roll as good as Matt's, better, or worse? It's hard to say. They never pulled each other. I think that possibly Chances could have as much strength in his top roll as Matt, if not maybe slightly more. Maybe, but I'm not sure. But speed and endurance goes to Matt over Chance. I'm going to give the edge to Sergey, but I'm interested to see if Chance can do anything with his hand. If he can do something with his hand, it'll be a close match. But I still give Sergey the advantage due to Chance's endurance historically is not very good. And I don't see him just winning easily, so I think Sergey's actually got fairly decent endurance. Maybe not the best endurance, but decent. So I think Sergey will win. If he can keep his hand, he's going to smoke Chance. And if he loses his hand, it'll be a war. I'm very excited to see that one, though. I'd be fairly surprised if Chance wins, to be honest, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a match. Ron Bath versus Matt Mask. I give the edge 70% to Matt. Ron is really strong still. He's one of the greatest arm wrestlers of all time, but I do think he's probably starting to decline. He's 60, 61, I think. He's got to be declining a little bit. I mean, you can't really get stronger when you're that age, I don't think. And Matt, although he's been on a losing streak for the most part in the last couple years, he did actually impress me against Sergey. I didn't think it'd be close at all. And he was in the match close with him. I can't see Ron being on Sergey's level, to be honest. However, styles do make matches, and Ron has a really strong hand and wrist, so style-wise, he could be difficult for Matt. But I still give Matt the edge. If it comes down to a war, Ron's got really good endurance, so it could be a good match. But I think Matt just has too much horsepower and speed. Okay, and then we got, did I already go through 4 of them? Oh no, we got Lachlan versus Krasimir. I'm really excited to see this match. I've been wanting to see this one for a couple of years, but I think that I've seen on the polls online quite a few people are actually picking Krasimir, probably 60% from what I've seen. But I'd be pretty surprised if Krasimir wins. Not shocked, but I think Lachlan's just too big and too strong. Krasimir did look good left-handed at WAF Worlds. Didn't pull it right, but I assume if his left's in good shape, he's probably just in good shape overall. That's not always true, but I assume that's probably the case. I do think that if Krasimir can stop him, he probably has more endurance. But I think Lachlan just has too much horsepower. Krasim's about 100 kilos. I think Lachlan's around 115. I think this would have been a better match if they had a weight cap, maybe 107 or 110. Don't know if Lachlan wants to go down to 105. I'm sure he could if he really wanted to, but yeah, I think Lachlan's just a little bit too strong. And but it's going to be exciting. I say 65% for Lachlan. And then the last match, I'm kind of going back and forth on this one, to be honest. Alexei Bavoda versus John Brzenk. We haven't seen Alexei compete in an actual match since 2016, I believe. So it's hard to say for sure. You can make judgment off trainings, but it's still just training. It's not a competition. Competitions are different. But Alexei looks strong in training. He's a lot smaller than he used to be, but he looks really healthy. I would say, and John looks actually pretty good physically, I believe, in the videos I've seen of him this week. So the thing with Alexei is, so going back to the day, he had a really strong wrist, so you basically had to beat him. I mean, he didn't really lose, but if you were to beat him, you'd have to hook him, in my opinion. His hand was like, you couldn't take his hand. So I've always thought, and John has said before too, that he'll have to hook Alexei to beat him. However, recently my opinion changed. I think that, well, I don't think John will be able to put Alexei in the hook. And if it goes to a hook, I mean, Alexei's a strong, young, relatively young guy compared to John. I think his hook might be too strong. I wouldn't be shocked if John beat him in the hook, but I changed my opinion. I think if John beats Alexei, he'll have a better chance at taking his hand. I don't think Alexei's hand is what it used to be. I think that even though John's endurance hasn't seemed very good lately, I actually think if it's a war, he has more endurance than Alexei. The thing is, like, Alexei is young and in extremely good physical shape, but you can be young and in good physical shape. Endurance on the arm wrestling table is different though. Just because you're in good physical condition doesn't mean you're gonna have more endurance than your opponent. I've seen big, seemingly out of shape guys that have really good endurance at arm wrestling. And I've seen fit guys that don't have as good of endurance. I really hope John wins, but I'm going to give Alexei the edge. I'm going to say 55-45. I won't be surprised at all if John wins. I think it'll be a close top roll match. And then maybe, if it goes in the hook, 60% for Alexei. He looks strong in training. He looks a lot smaller than he used to, but he's 111 kilos. John's 105. I think it's going to be close. And then again, I said if it's close, that John will have more endurance, but overall, I have to give the slight edge to Alexei. But I'm really excited to see it, and I think it could go either way. And I just wanted to say, future opponents. I think that the Krasimir Lachlan match, just my opinion, and then the Ron Bath Matt Mask match, the winners of those two matches, so I picked Matt and Lachlan to win, could face each other in a future event. I think Lachlan and Matt would be a really exciting one. I know they kind of want to pull each other. They both think they'd beat the other one. And then I think Ron Bath and Krasimir would be an even match, in my opinion. Assuming I picked the winners and losers correctly of those matches. But those are my predictions. So, Core Sports tomorrow, noon Central Standard Time, USA. If you want to see a few good arm wrestling matches. Really good, top level guys.